Celtic are currently away in Japan as we gear up for the upcoming campaign and look to compete on all fronts domestically and in Europe. Whilst the lead up to the season is well and truly underway, we are in the midst of a transfer window and Celtic are expected to spend heavily. Despite it being quiet as of late, there has been a huge Celtic transfer claim emerge, of which we will discuss in today's video, whilst also going over all the latest Celtic news from the last 24 hours. But first, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for daily Celtic content. Celtic is set to play their first match in Japan in 17 years on Wednesday morning. The match will see Dyson Maeda and Tamaki Iwata return to their former club, Yokohama F. Marinos, adding an extra layer of intrigue to the encounter. Had Ange Postecoglou still been manager of Celtic, he would also be returning to his former side, but instead Brendan Rodgers will lead the team in Japan. Here's everything you need to know about the highly anticipated match. The match is scheduled for Wednesday and will kick off at 11 AM UK time. It's quite an awkward time for fans who work the traditional 9 to 5, but as Celtic fans usually do, I'm sure they'll find some way to tune in. The match will take place at Yokohama F. Marinos Nissan Stadium. The Nissan Stadium is one of the premier football venues in Japan. Celtic will be looking to put on a show in the iconic stadium. For fans who can't make it to Japan, the match will be streamed exclusively on Celtic TV. In terms of team news, Celtic is dealing with injuries to several key players. Marco Tilio, Alistair Johnston and Cameron Carter-Vickers are all nursing injuries, but the American could be back for the start of the season. Mikey Johnson is also on the injury list. Despite these setbacks, Celtic has a deep squad and will be looking to field a competitive team for this match. Brendan Rodgers is looking to take the step into pre-season, so don't be surprised if he goes with the strongest team from the get-go. Just a quick one, boys and girls, to tell you that we have a new drop available on our website. We have the Brendan Rodgers Pope tee, along with the Celtic Ultra t-shirts. Do browse the collection by going down to the link in the description, or going to celtapparel.com. Anyway, let's get back into today's video. Celtic's latest acquisition, Yang Hyun-jun, has been tipped to potentially become a world-class player by the president of his former club, Gangwon FC. His signing has been confirmed by the club in Korea on Saturday, but Celtic are yet to make any announcement. This comes as the Hoops continue to strengthen their squad under Brendan Rodgers, with Yang and fellow South Korean Kwon Hyuk-kyu from Busan I Park being the latest additions. Gangwon president Kim Byung-ji has high hopes for Yang, drawing comparisons between the young talent and another South Korean icon, Tottenham Hotspur's star Son Heung-min. Kim expresses optimism about Yang's future, stating, "I hope Yang will continue to grow. He could easily become a world-class player like Son Heung-min. He was a mainstay for our team and was an inspiration. I look forward to watching him produce brilliant performances for Celtic in the future. My hope is that he never forgets Gangwon and will always have a special place in his heart for his future journey, and I hope he returns to visit us. I know he will go to Celtic and become a better player too. He carries with him to Scotland the love and support of our players and fans. We wish him all the very best." Celtic fans will undoubtedly be excited by Kim's glowing endorsement of Yang. He's obviously got something about him if he's being compared to Son, who's been a standout in the Premier League for seasons now. If Yang can live up to these expectations, he could become a key player for Celtic in the coming seasons. Nakamura has met with 5 Japanese Celtic players for a special event. Celtic posted the surprise video on their Instagram stories on Tuesday morning. The first video shows Iwata, Kobayashi, Hatate, Kyogo and Maeda walking on the pitch at the Nissan Stadium. The quintet are wearing the various kits for the coming season, with the club caption describing the event as an Adidas ex-Celtic fan and media event. The following video shows Hoops icon Nakamura taking his seat with Kyogo and Maeda applauding him. It is a pretty class video to see if you're a fan of both Nakamura and Celtic's current crop from Japan. The appearance is likely to mean a lot to our current stars who are likely to have idolised Nakamura during their teenage years. There seems to be a healthy crowd of perhaps 40 to 50 people in attendance at the stadium that will also host our match against Yokohama F. Marinos tomorrow. It seems like the group will be answering questions from Japanese Celtic fans and the media, so it will be interesting to see if anything interesting comes out from the event. Celtic arranged a similar event with Scott McDonald when the club visited Sydney back in November, so it's great to see them doing the same in Yokohama. Anthony Ralston, who made his debut under Brendan Rodgers in the Champions League but fell out of favour and struggling to make the squad with Neil Lennon took over, saw a resurgence under Ange Postecoglou. Despite initially playing well under Postecoglou, he lost his place to Josip Nanovic and then Alistair Johnston. However, Rodgers has recently spoken out about Ralston's journey and his potential for the future. He said, "When you go back to when I was first here, I put him in for a reason. I thought he was a really good talent and a very good player, so much so I put him in against PSG in 2017. As time went on, maybe some things changed for him a little bit with injuries or whatever else. He didn't play it as much, but under Ange Postecoglou he had a great spell. Rodgers also touched on the personal growth Ralston has experienced, particularly after becoming a father. He continued, "Sometimes there are moments in your life that change your perspective. There's no doubt for me, for the likes of Tony, when you become a father, it makes you reassess everything. It's not just about you, it's about doing it for your family. It gives you a purpose in life. I know from speaking to him, that was a really life-changing moment for Tony. He's always been a really good player. As a young guy, I was really impressed with his attitude and energy." Rodgers praised Ralston's attitude and energy as a young player and expressed his pleasure at seeing him perform well for the fans, and he said he would have an important role heading into the future. He then added, "It's been great for Tony to be able to show that to the fans, because he's a Celtic man who wants to do really well for the club. I'm really pleased he did well and got his contract. He's another player who will be really important for us in my time here. He worked hard and became an international player. I love his attitude, he fights every single day, and he'll be a big part of my squad." This endorsement from Rodgers, who has a keen eye for talent, bodes well for Ralston's future at Celtic. His journey marked by ups and downs is a testament to his resilience and dedication to the club. With Alistair Johnson out for the start of the season, Ralston can have a big role to play in the league and potentially the Champions League also. Scottish football could be facing a significant broadcasting setback, as Viaplay is reportedly considering a major rollback of their UK sports coverage. The sports broadcasting company recently took over from Premier Sports, taking naming rights of the League Cup as well as the broadcasting rights. It led to a mid-season name change in the League Cup competition. However, Viaplay now appears to be reassessing their coverage after their expansion into new areas failed to attract the expected new subscriber base. Viaplay has incurred losses of £24.1 million since expanding their UK services, and is now considering refocusing on Nordic markets whilst also scaling back elsewhere. The details of the overhaul are set to be announced on Thursday, July the 20th. The company informed investors that it had to withdraw the previously published outlook for 2023 due to anticipated weaker revenue and earnings. The potential withdrawal of Viaplay from the UK market could have significant implications for Celtic and Scottish football, potentially disrupting the broadcasting landscape and impacting the financial health of the sport, with a major investor potentially pulling out. Celtic fans, what do you make of new signing Yang? Let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. That brings us to the end of today's video, guys. Make sure you drop a like on this video and subscribe to the channel for daily Celtic content. Remember, we have released our brand new Celtic t-shirts. We have our Brendan Rodgers Pope t-shirt and our Celtic Ultra t-shirts too. You can find them at celticapparel.com or just go down to the link in the description. Thank you, take care, bye bye.